I didn't think about social business. I was not trying to invent social business. Whenever I saw a problem, I tried to create a business to solve that problem without realizing that this is a different kind of business. So I see now there are a lot of those enterprises created. Looking back, I said they may be grouped as a different kind of business, which doesn't match with the existing profit-making business. So I tried to give them a separate name, and that name is social business. The difference between conventional business and social business is conventional business are aimed at making profit. Making profit is the objective of the company. In social business, solving the social problem is the objective of the company. But it has to be done in a sustainable way. Owners can take back the investment money, nothing more than that. So it's a non-dividend paying company. Company makes profit, profit stays with the company, and all the company will do is to return the investment money to the owners over a period of time. Big companies have to be familiar with it. Still, it will take time. Business schools can play a very important role because that's where all the executives of those big businesses come from. University will take up as their subject. They are academically interested. They want to teach it, promote it, discuss it in the classroom, to look at it more closely, and initiating enterprises so that they have more concrete examples for classroom discussion. So students become familiar that there are two kinds of businesses. One as a social business to solve problems, another conventional business to make money.
Just say hello.
Students will carry this in their mind as they grow up, as they go out to the world, to decide which one they will choose, whether they will like to get involved with the social business, or they would like to get involved with profit-making business, or they would like to do both. Because there is no rivalry, there is no conflict between the two.
Social Business Earth is the first company established in Lugano, Switzerland, that has the mission to implement and to promote the concept of social business according to Professor Mohammed Yunus' principles. We are very fortunate to have a partnership with him. I created this company after meeting Professor Yunus several times and after hearing him speak about social business. Then I've been to Bangladesh several times to discover the microcredit and how it works on the ground. I decided that if there wasn't such a thing in Switzerland, I wanted to be the first one to create a center there that operates as a social business. And what we do is we incubate businesses that have social objectives, and we facilitate them from their startup phase until sustainability through consulting. Also, we offer and provide workshops in universities and companies and other organizations that are interested in learning about social business. What I expect from this conference is a lot of involvement, not just interest, but involvement. It is an honor to mark the beginning of an annual meeting which will be repeated every year and has the mission to face the pressing challenges of today's world and bring a positive social impact in Switzerland and abroad through the creation of new social businesses.
Curiosity is what gives people a head start. It is a desire to find out why things work in a certain way, to know more in order to acquire the skills and the wisdom necessary to make a change. This is why it is a great honor for me today to introduce our keynote speaker, a man who definitely owns all of the special traits I mentioned before, Professor Mohammed Yunus.
I never intended to be a banker. That was not something I had in mind at all. But circumstances pushed me into that direction. And before I could realize, people started calling me banker. But people have been kind. They say banker to the poor. I feel a little bit better. Then I asked the question, what would you call the other banker? Banker to the rich. Shouldn't the bank, as a lending institution, should be lending money to the poor, people who do not have money? It needs $1 to catch $1. If you don't have any money in your hand, you can't catch any money. So I thought I'm promoting the reason. But they call me unreasonable man. This system has interpreted human being in a wrong way. Real human being is multidimensional. There are a lot of things they want to do. But you squeeze that multidimensional human being, took the selfishness and built the whole world of economics on the basis of selfishness. The more money you make, the more happy you get. I said, what about selflessness? As a human being, we're all selfless too, same time. But you don't want to touch the selfless part. So if you want to be selfless, step outside the economics, become a philanthropist. I said, no, I want to be inside the economics and express my selflessness. Social business is yet to become a universal concept because it's a new concept. It takes time for people to get used to it, but it has the potential. This is all based on selflessness. It's assumed that all people have selflessness. That's an assumption. Now in practice, we have to find out whether this is true or not. If it is true, then everybody will adopt social business in one way or another. I said, what happened to the purpose of our being here? I understand making money is a means, but making money, it cannot be the purpose of my life. Making money is a means. Using this money for solving problems through social business is the end. Economists forget that there is another kind of happiness. Making other people happy is a happiness. Once you taste it, you can't walk away from it. So that's the challenge, that we can create that system. I said, if we can go to the moon, we create a system which takes us to the moon and bring us back, because we put our mind into it. Why can't we calculate and design a system to do this kind of thing? So, number 2 on my list, objective. Nobody should be unemployed. Nobody should be on welfare. Thank you very much.
thank you very much for being with us today. We hope to see you again next year. Thank you.
I'm very privileged and I'm very delighted that I could be here today. And thank you, UBS, for inviting me here. I hope all the things I say against the conventional banks, you don't hold me again. And it was a wonderful feeling to be inside those conventional banks that I talk about. First, I should mention that everything that I did anything of what my work didn't come from any theoretical or any kind of ideological background. Primarily what I did came out of desperation. I never had a blueprint and I had a structure. I never knew that I would actually do banking or any kind. The luckiest thing I had, I knew nothing about banking. What I did, I just looked at the conventional banks, how they do it, and then I do the opposite. And it works out. They go to the rich, I go to the poor. Most often they go to the men, I go to women. Their biggest presence is in the city center, that's what they do. I go to the village. Since we don't have the papers, we don't have any lawyers. We are the only lawyer-free bank in the whole world. And it works. My reflex is whenever I see a problem, I create a business to solve it. And I created more than 50 companies along the way. Social business is not a non-profit organization. Non-profit means charity organization.
Charity is a wonderful thing, but as I was mentioning that it has a limitation. Limitation is same money cannot be used twice. But if you can convert some of this charity work into a social business format, then it becomes powerful because you fuel it once and then it is a self-refueling machine.
The conference that took place in Lugano and in Switzerland, these are very important initiatives. This brings together, discussion takes place, people become oriented towards it. But one discussion doesn't solve problems. Conference is just the opening of the door. Door can be open. If nobody enters, nothing happens. But if the door has opened, and that's a chance. Each such annual event will be a celebration of what we achieved during the last year and preparation for the next year. It should kind of gather momentum to move forward. Naturally, there will be skeptic. This is a new idea, new thing. And it's our job to, if we are convinced, it's our job to pass on why we feel convinced, to share with them and pass on the excitement that we feel in it.
We hope that, that the Social Business Conference will serve the purpose of bringing together stakeholders from the social, private and public sector to partner together in the creation of new social businesses. There's a lot of work to do and we're ready to do it, and we hope that many people will participate in social business and work with us. Thank you.